Om Shanti. In today's Murli, Baba is telling us that when a soul is stabilized in his original religion, the mind will become peaceful. So people say that I want peace of mind. But Baba says that mind is an organ of the soul. So it's not the mind that can become peaceful. It is the soul that can be peaceful or peaceless. And the soul is peaceful when the soul knows I am a soul and I am peace. Yes, so there is this, when the soul is in awareness. So when the soul is completely aware that I am a soul and my religion is peace, my quality is peace, then in that stabilized state where the soul is in self-awareness as a being of peace, the mind automatically is peaceful. Now, here we need to understand that there are three things: the being, the doing, and the becoming. So, there is always a sense of who you are, and that is the being. So let's say I have this consciousness that I am a teacher. Then when I am a teacher, I act like a teacher. Yes, so the being defines the doing. So when I am a teacher, I think like a teacher, I speak like a teacher, I act like a teacher. And then my sanskars, which correspond to my belief system of what a teacher is like, get reinforced. Because whatever you do many times will become your sanskar. So if I think I am a teacher and then I think, speak and act like I think a teacher should think, speak and act, then automatically my sanskar of thought, my sanskar of words, my sanskar of actions will become more like my idea of what a teacher should be like. Does it make sense to you? Yes? So this is how the whole process works. So however you define yourself, the awareness in which you sit defines your actions, and your actions determine your sanskar. Because your awareness automatically influences your man, buddhi and sanskar. So when you are in awareness of a role or of the body, then accordingly your state of mind, your discernment, your attention and your sanskars corresponding to that awareness become active. Let's say I am in the awareness that I am sick, I am ill. Okay, when the body is going through some illness, then I am in body consciousness because I am thinking about the illness of the body. I am in consciousness of the illness of the body. Then where will my whole attention be? My whole attention will be on the body. So the buddhi will focus on the body. The mind will create thoughts of fear because that's what body consciousness is all about. And then your sanskars of fear and worry and concern, they will all emerge. So the soul is the apex, right? And then there is the man, buddhi and sanskar, which are the organs of the soul. And the awareness of the soul, the consciousness of the soul, determines how the mind, intellect, and sanskars will function. Just like, you cannot say that I want my hand to be healthy. If your body is healthy, your hand will be healthy. Yes, it cannot happen that only one hand you strengthen and the rest of the body is not strong. Yes. So Baba says that you have to understand that the mind will be peaceful only when the soul is soul conscious. Because when I, the soul, know that I am a being of peace, and it's not just knowledge, but it is that deep awareness of who I really am. And when I am stabilized in soul consciousness, and I know that I am a being of peace, being of purity, being of power, then automatically all my three spiritual organs will be in alignment with my consciousness. So this is what Baba is telling today. Now, how do we reach that state where I have this deep spiritual awareness or this deep knowing that I am a soul? So Baba today tells the formula for that also, and Baba says that now you do the business of jewels of knowledge. Yes, so you give and take only jewels of knowledge. So all your give and take is all about jewels of knowledge. And this give and take is spiritual give and take. Yes, so the soul does only the business of the jewels of knowledge. Now you see that when you are a person who does the business of gold, then you are interested in the wholesaler of gold or the manufacturer of gold, right? So Baba says, now you are into the business of the jewels of knowledge, because you see, Baba tells something very interesting. Baba says, the spirits receive knowledge, and knowledge changes our awareness. Yes, so it is the intellect that receives knowledge, and this knowledge changes our awareness. And the source of this jewels of knowledge is Baba, right? And if you want to do business of jewels of knowledge, will shift that knowledge which shifts you to soul consciousness, then you should know the time of the business. And Baba says, early in the morning, you do this business of jewels of knowledge with me. So early in the morning, you sit and churn over Baba's points of knowledge. So Baba has told us that I am a soul, and then I am the child of Baba, and all Baba's powers and virtues are my inheritance. So I have to sit and churn on these jewels of knowledge, and I have to fill my intellect with these jewels of knowledge early in the morning. And then in all my thought, word and action, I also have to share it with others. So I have to think knowledgefully, behave knowledgefully, talk knowledgefully, and then slowly, gradually, these jewels of knowledge start shifting my awareness. Yes, so if you take in the belief systems of the old world and you listen to what the people in the old world say, you listen to news, then you are doing the opposite of the business of jewels of knowledge. And that is increasingly making you body conscious, role conscious, yes, money conscious, situation conscious. But when you are only connected with your buddhi to Baba, and you're only receiving from Baba the knowledge, the power, the purity, and sharing that in your action, then slowly your awareness will shift to the spiritual awareness or soul consciousness. Now there is a chain which I want you to understand. I have told this earlier also, but it makes sense today. So there is this whole chain where there is listening, then there is reflection, then there is churning, and then there is, this remembrance, and then there is awareness. So there are 5 or 6 steps, right? First is listening. Second is reflection. Third is churning. Fourth is remembrance. And then fifth is awareness. So these are the stages of development of awareness. So how do you develop any awareness? Let's say when you listen to the rubbish of the world, yes, somebody tells you that the world is bad and bad things are happening all around and there is so much of reason to feel insecure and feel afraid, and you're listening to those things, then also you are churning on it. Yes, you reflect on it later, you discuss it, you create 10 thoughts out of that one information. That is how you reflect and expand on that piece of information. And then you start churning on it, you start thinking about the implications of the state of the world or how vulnerable you are, and then it becomes a constant part of your remembrance. Even when you're not thinking about it, you're thinking about it. So that is remembrance. So even when you're not consciously thinking about it, you're thinking about it. And then it becomes part of your awareness, which decides your attitude, which becomes responsible for the way your mind and buddhi functions. Because then you are a fearful person, and then your mind creates only fearful thoughts, and your buddhi only looks at what is the problem in this situation and how you are vulnerable and what can cause hurt and damage. So this is how the whole cycle goes. So today Baba says that the more you listen to the jewels of knowledge, yes, because there is only one source of knowledge, only one source of truth. And it is amazing that in this whole world, everybody is only telling, sharing, and propagating Ravan Mat. And here Baba is the only one who is telling us how peaceful, how pure, how powerful, how eternal, invincible we are. So everybody is saying, you have this reason to worry and that reason to feel subdued and that reason to feel scared. And then here Baba is saying the opposite. And Baba is the only source of knowledge. And when I'm listening to only Baba, when I'm listening to only one, and I remember in 1 or 2 days back, there was this Murli when Baba says, I think it was Sunday, and Baba said that you have promised me that you will only listen to me. Yes, tumi sang baithu, tumi sang khau, tumi se suno. Yes, so Baba says, you have to promise me that you only listen to me. And then when I listen to Baba, when I only keep Murli in my buddhi, when I only keep Baba's Gyan in my buddhi, and I keep reflecting on it, churning on it, then it becomes a part of my remembrance. And I can vouch for that, because now, even when I'm not consciously thinking about Gyan, I'm thinking about Gyan. So, now it's become a part of my remembrance. So, everything, even while there's some other activity that I'm doing, at the back of my mind, there is something that's going on which is related to Gyan, even if I'm not doing it consciously. So, it becomes a part of your remembrance and then your awareness also, because the way your mind functions, the way your focus shifts, so so automatically you start looking at everybody as a soul. You don't have to strive to look in the center of the forehead and remember that this is a soul. So it becomes a part of your awareness. So your attention earlier, that attention which was always on the body, now it's always on the soul. You don't have to build that attention or create it always. So Baba says, then your awareness becomes spiritual. You start looking at yourself as a soul. You start, your mind and your discernment and your decision making, they all become very soul conscious naturally. And your sanskars of purity and peace and love and happiness, they are always emerged at all times, because you know that this is my only sanskar, and this is the only sanskar that's true and that's right. Other sanskars are just redundant for you now. So even when there is a big situation, or there is something that you call a problem, you don't know how to respond with the other set of sanskars, because this has become your sanskar. You don't know how to get disturbed. So you are always, and I remember this thing about Dadi. So whenever somebody used to come to Gulzar Dadiji, and they used to say that, Dadi, this happened and that happened and the other happened, and they would say that with a lot of excitement and with a lot of voice modulation, and then Dadi would say, nothing new, everything will be okay. Yes, so, and then somebody once told Dadi, we already know that you would say these two things. Then why do we even come? So you don't say anything different anytime. All the time you're saying, nothing new, this happens every cycle and everything will be okay. So drama is good and drama is beneficial. And then Dadi said, what will I say? I cannot say something else that Baba wouldn't say. Yes, so I am with Baba and Baba would say this, so I also know only how to say this. So you see that when you are soul conscious, which you can become, your awareness is always that of a soul. That happens the more and more you listen to Gyan, you reflect on it, churn on it, you are in remembrance of the jewels of knowledge, and then it becomes a permanent part of your awareness, and then it starts influencing your man, buddhi and sanskar, because your man, buddhi and sanskar definitely are a reflection of your state of awareness. So your consciousness determines how your man, buddhi and sanskar function. So this is why Baba says, you cannot have peace of mind until you know that I am a peaceful soul. And until you know, not like know only. Because we all know that I am a peaceful soul, but yet we don't know that I am a soul or I am a peaceful soul. And then Baba says that first thing is this soul consciousness, and the second thing is, how do you derive this power to always, build on this soul consciousness? So the one who is giving you the power is Baba. So your connection with Baba is very important, because everybody in the whole world is giving you that those things which make you body conscious. They are giving you that information, that knowledge, that vibration, which is making you body conscious. So if you are interested in soul consciousness, you have to be interested in Baba, because Baba alone will give you that strength, that power. So this is also there. And then Baba says today that when you are soul conscious, you know that dying means you are detached from the body. What is death? Yes, you are disconnected from the body. That's it. So there is actually no death. You are only, and then you see there is this very interesting thing that we say in India, that when you sleep it is half death. Neend आधी मृत्यु है. This is a very good saying, and you know, when so I heard this very funny thing in my childhood, that you know, when my sister used to sleep really sound, then my mother used to say, for everybody neend is adhi mrityu, for her it is puri mrityu. So she sleeps like the dead. So I sometimes wonder whether she is alive or not. And so you see that we know that there is this notion about sleep which says you're half dead when you're sleeping, because you're disconnected from the body. And Baba says that's why sleep is not about leaving the body, it's about being detached from the death is not about leaving the body, it's about being detached from the body and the physical world. And this is why Baba says that now you have the awareness of not just the fact that you are a soul, but also that Baba has come and you have to go home. Yes, all that is in your awareness, is it not? So do you have that in your awareness, that Baba has come and we have to go home? How many of you know this, that I have to go home now? Yes, or we are just, I am a soul and I'll live a peaceful, happy life here. So no, I am a peaceful soul and I have to go to that land of peace, right? So now I have to go home, and for going home I have to die alive first. So I have to die alive, and I have to die alive and withdraw my body, mind, wealth, time, thought, energy from the old world and invest it into preparing others to die alive. So do you get this? That when you die alive, you are no more attached to the drama of the old world, the drama of the old body, and you're no more. So you know, this old world and this old body is like a suction pump. They drain you of all your body, mind, wealth, time, energy, and I don't know where it goes. And I sometimes, you know, there is so much drama going on all the time in the body, in the world, that if you just sat, you could spend all your everything into just, you know, getting involved in that drama. So that's what's happening, right? So people are just wasting all their body, mind, wealth, time, thought, energy into this big tumultuous drama that's going on around you. But Baba says now you have to die alive. You have to completely detached from the chaos and the turbulence and the drama and the, you know, the play of attraction and repulsion that's going on around you constantly all the time. And you just sit in your awareness that I'm a soul and I have to go with Baba, and before going I have to prepare others also to go back. And my body, mind, wealth, my time, thought, energy is for that. And this is how you die alive. and by dying alive, you create your future for yourself. Because when you are in lack of awareness, then you are not in a position to create and choose. So, you are being pulled by the drama all the time, and then you keep doing karma unconsciously, and then after you leave the body, you realize, oh my God, what have I done? And then you only repent. So you repent while leaving the body, you repent while taking birth. So you cry while you take birth, and you cry while you leave the body. So all that happens because we are living unaware. But now that I have received knowledge, I am going to just unplug myself from this body, this old world, die alive. And of course, I am ready to go home, but before going home, I will create a kingdom, a future for myself by serving everyone around me and preparing them to go home by investing my body, mind, and wealth, my time, thought, and energy. Yes, so this is what Baba is telling today in the Murli. And then there are many things in the Murli today. Today's Murli is full of, small bits which are very thought-provoking. But I will take some points only. So in today's Murli, Baba talks about science and silence. And Baba says that people are creating the material for destruction through science. But you, the souls who are creating your consciousness and building your spiritual strength through silence, will win over science. Yes, and Baba says, silence se science par vijay. And it was very interesting to think about it. And when people talk about this defeat and victory, then you always think that when you want to win over something, it has got to do with the other. So you put them down, you crush them, you defeat them, you undermine them. But Baba says, victory is never about the other. The other has got nothing to do in your victory. So, there is this very beautiful game we used to play in childhood where somebody would draw a line and then on paper, and they would ask you to not touch it and make it small. You see, you don't touch it, there is no eraser, nothing you use on that line, and then you make it small. And then you do that by drawing a bigger line on its side, and then it becomes smaller. And Baba says, similarly, you don't have to deal with destruction. You don't have to win over science. You don't have to stop the scientists. You don't have to plead and beg everybody to not create that whole instrument for destruction. What you have to do is just, in your silence, become so powerful that no scene and nothing that's happening in destruction is able to shake your mind. It's not able to affect you any bit. And in silence, when I am remembering Baba, when I am in building my state of soul consciousness and restoring myself to spiritual virtues and powers, I'm creating that state where when there is this whole scene of destruction outside, I will be completely unaffected. And all through that scene I will pass, and then when that scene changes and golden age comes, then I will be going and taking my seat as a self-sovereign in that golden age. So Baba says, You will win over science even without fighting with science, just through your silence. And it is very beautiful in the Murli, and Baba always says that the two cats fought, and the monkey took the piece of roti. So Baba says that everybody will fight, but you will get the reward, just because and you don't have to fight to win. You just have to remember Baba and elevate your consciousness, and you will win. So this is also very beautiful in the Murli today. And then, yes, so this is also very interesting. Baba says, this body is your home. And Baba says that you have to detach from your home. And Baba calls this body the home. And Baba says, just like in a home, there are windows and doors, and so there are these openings. So in this body also you have windows. Yes, you have the window of the ear, and you have the window of the eyes, and then your biggest window, which leads to the window of the body, is the window of the mind, the window of the buddhi. Yes, so, and the beautiful thing about windows is you can close them. Yes, so when there is no window, so it's open, then you can't help it. But there is a window, and when there is a window, you have the option to close it. And you can just, detach from your ears, your eyes, as if it's closed. So it's a mental thing, how you close the window of your eyes, your window of your ears, by just withdrawing your attention, your mind from it. And I found this was lovely, that Baba is giving us so many sweet ways to understand our powers and our choices. So Baba says, you are sitting in this, and it's not like it doesn't have a window, it's just open. It has a window. And Baba is making us aware that there is a window and you can close it. So if you don't want to listen, you don't listen. If you don't want to see, you don't see. That option is there with you. You just close the window of your mind, your buddhi, and then all your windows are closed. And when you want to open, you open. And then you act the way you like. So this is what Baba tells us. And then in the blessing, there is something very beautiful in the blessing. Baba says today that those who have zeal and enthusiasm are tireless, and they constantly increase the zeal and enthusiasm in others with their faces and their activity. And Baba says, you souls are instruments to make many souls fly. Now, when I came across this word flying, it was very interesting, because when birds fly together, so when they're they are together, many birds together are flying, then they usually fly in an arrangement. So they are very close to each other and they fly in an arrangement. And the way one bird flaps its wings, so the wings of one bird gives momentum to the wings of the others. So when they are moving together, then by moving, one bird gives support to the other bird to move, because they generate a current in the air. And when one bird is moving, there is a current in the air, and that current is picked on by the other bird, and the way they use their wings becomes easier. So, that whole movement, collective movement becomes very easy. This is true about the flight of birds. Did you understand that? Yes. So, when one bird is flapping its wings, then that current of air is generated, and the other one also finds it easier to flap its wing in that, and it becomes tireless for the other. So, moving the air on its own is difficult, but when it's supported by this collective movement, then it becomes easier for the other birds. So, Baba today says that similarly, when you are always flying, so you are in your zeal and enthusiasm. And Baba says that when you are flying spiritually, when you are, in a higher stage always, that requires two wings, umang and utsaha ke pank. So, you need that zeal and enthusiasm all the time to be in an elevated state. And obviously, you have to create that zeal and enthusiasm, right? Because it doesn't come naturally. Only depression comes naturally these days. So, zeal and enthusiasm is a task. So, always keeping yourself, pepped up and very enthusiastic about seva and about spiritual practice and about waking up at Amrit Vela and keeping your mind and time engaged in productive things, it requires a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. But Baba says if you create it for yourself and that zeal and enthusiasm doesn't allow you to feel tired, and it looks like, whatever you're doing with zeal and enthusiasm is very tireless and effortless. So even to you it feels like that, and others also it feels like that. And then Baba says that when you are moving like this, you are like that bird which is helping others also, because they pick on your zeal, your excitement, your enthusiasm, and they also are able to be, naturally happy and naturally excited and naturally, enthusiastic about everything. Yes, so if you happily get up in the morning every day, then the person sleeping in your room will also find that it is easy to happily get up, and they will also get the support and the strength to get up with you in the morning. But if every day you are struggling, then they also feel what kind of path have they chosen, and thank God I am not on that path. So this is what happens. So Baba says, when you develop the wings of zeal and enthusiasm, not only do you benefit, but others also. You, with your faces, with your activity, you increase this the meter of zeal and enthusiasm of others also. Okay, so this is Baba's Murli today. Om Shanti.